praises and double honors due to How About Shai. Right, we're coming back at you with another Sabbath service. Right, today we're going to be touching on current events. We're going to dive right into it. We're going to pull up the sources and a proof. All right, you can bring out 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 26.
You gotta move the camera just a little bit. The camera. What that was. Alright, let's get into this thing, you know. That's better? Yeah, that's great. 2nd Ezra 7. You said 7 and what?
26.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, and verse 26 reads, Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass.
Right, there's a lot of tokens, in other words, signs that the Most High showed Ezra. All right, you can bring out Numbers 12 and 6. It's a whole lot of signs. When you read it in 2nd Ezra, you got history going on. It speaks about the Roman Empire. It speaks about Babylon. It's a whole lot of signs and tokens that the Lord is showing Israel, ultimately. All right, once the brother bring it out.
Book of Numbers, chapter 12, and verse 6. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream.
And that's exactly what that's exactly what's happening as we read 2nd Ezra, right? You've seen the Lord in a vision. You've seen all these visions and tokens. And it's mighty. And it gets us through the day, to be honest. Because when we read these tokens, we get more excited. And when we actually see it to come to fruition, we get even more excited. That's why we say all praises and double honors due to Yahweh Shai. Barak Yahweh Shai. Because it's nothing but all praise to the Lord that all these atrocities are happening upon Babylon the Great. Right? This wicked as the foul, corrupt world. So you can bring out 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 1, King.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, and verse 1. Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come.
Right, the days shall come. Go ahead.
That they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number.
And they're going to be taken in a great number by reasons of many things, right? By the way of, would you call it the ape?
Yeah, the ape.
The ape. You know, if you got ears to hear, then you'll know what that is, right? That's a certain pestilence. A lot of men are going to be taken away by the ape, by the damn bee sting, flooding. You got hella with the mudslides that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
People literally die by that, right? And it's not just a coincidence, just a freak of nature. These things are signs from the Heavenly Father. In fact, can you Google how many earthquakes there was this year? It's gonna, and every year the number gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It was one week you had like 15 or 30 earthquakes. It's never been like that in the earth. These are signs and tokens. But a lot of our people are so stubborn. He said, well, where is it? I don't see it before my eyes. Right?
Your face, man.
Yeah, just look up. You know, when we bring out Deuteronomy 28, they say, I don't see it. I said, just look up. Right? And then that kind of jammed up.
No, you gotta go into Chrome.
You said earthquakes?
You gotta go on Chrome, man. You on the wrong internet. You gotta exit out this internet, Ken. Get out this whole browser. Hit the X. Get out this whole browser. Now, Google one right here. It should be Chrome. Hit Google. Yeah, we should be good now. Alright, exit. Hit the X. It still ain't Chrome. Hit the X. Get out of this. Find Chrome.
See how good?
Open up Google Chrome.
I got it, King.
You got something pulled up?
They about magnitude though. But it's almost,
Man.
yeah, it's almost damn near 9,000.
9,000 earthquakes?
It's
crazy.
like 4.0, it's 4.9, it's been 7,000.
I'm on the internet on my laptop. Earthquake in diverse
5.0,
places.
5.9, it says 901. And it says
That's insane, bro.
6.9, 74.
They know it's up to something, man.
Jeez, that's not normal. You got it, King.
I was gonna say, shoot, I think it was like last week or 2 weeks ago, as soon as Joe Biden landed in Israel, it was an earthquake in Galilee.
Wow.
Y'all seen that?
Oh, damn.
We might be good now.
It's not Chrome. It's
Damn. I'm gonna bring this out. The second address, just like it, Luke. I'm gonna grab the one in Luke 21. We're having some technical difficulties. That's Satan, but this is Luke, chapter 21, verse 11. And it reads,
let's see, maybe
and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. Right? This is what we're speaking about. And once we get the internet start working, it's Satan. Right? We're gonna prove it to Israel. So you got earthquakes, and it says, and famines and pestilence. You got about 13 and 12 plus food plants just explode.
What's up now?
Just explode.
Look it up.
How many earthquakes has there been this year?
It's gonna give you by magnitude though.
I just dropped down into space.
You gotta scroll up like this.
You already read Luke 21. That's why I went it.
You can scroll down.
Damn.
Nah. You scroll down a little bit more.
That was about magnitude right there.
Click, click that one.
Which
The
country?
list of earthquakes, 2022. I would think that they would show the country or where it happened. Oh, there we go. Hey, you click that map, King.
They said it's only the ones at 6.6 or above too. All over the world.
That's literally in diverse places. So
You
if
can
anybody,
click it and open it, it'll get bigger.
so if anybody asks you, well, what's happening or how do you prove it? How do you know? Hey, you go to Luke the 21st chapter and 11th verse.
Click the map, see if it.
Yeah, I'm trying to show it.
Ah, that's whack. Nah, just edit it out. Satan always up to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's diverse places, man.
So he said, Luke 21 and 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. That's from damn, what's that? Alaska all the way to Russia. All in between you have nothing but earthquakes. You have a crap ton in Italy, Greece, Rome, the Philippines, and South America, Mesoamerica, Babylon,
So like
and even,
you gotta think about the ones that's happening in the ocean too.
that's right. Because you do have a lot of earthquakes in the oceans. Those tectonic places jamming up. You can scroll out of this, zoom out, if you don't mind. Scroll down just a little bit more. And look at the number of earthquakes total worldwide. You go from 2012 all the way to 2021. You see it literally increases throughout the years. You can't make this stuff up. It just gradually gets bigger and bigger. You scroll down, for sure. A little bit more.
Yeah, look at that depth toll up there. Scroll up.
1,000 in
Yeah,
Afghanistan.
1,000. That's not a light number. 1,000 is a lot of people.
It was one in Afghanistan, like 1,000 people died.
That was just in June.
Yeah, hey, these are tokens.
Precept too.
You got it, King.
Isaiah 13 to 13. Look, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 13.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 13.
Right?
Reads, therefore I will shake the heavens,
Right?
and the earth shall remove out of her place.
The Lord said he go shake the heavens and the earth go remove out of his place. Because that's what happens when these so-called earthquakes, it be they call it the plate tectonics, be kind of moving. So the Lord be moving it out of its place and it cause a damn chain reaction and make everything shake and stuff falling apart, man. So that's all the Lord's doing, right? To appease his wrath, right? Keep reading.
In the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
See, in the day of his fierce anger, man. So the Lord, he angry with the earth right now, man. Right, the Lord is pissed off with the inhabitants of the earth. Right, get 2nd Ezra 8 and 50.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 50.
Right.
Reads, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world.
Right, so in the latter time, that's the time we're in right now, right? proud men at the latter times are gonna what, read?
Because they have walked in great pride.
Because they walked in great pride. So the Lord is gonna bring down that pride. I got one more. Get Isaiah 10:33.
Of Isaiah
Like
chapter
the Lord is
10.
using these earthquakes, this pestilence, right? This wars and rumors of wars to humble the pride of man on the earth. Right? He even used school shootings. It was just a chain of school shootings.
Yeah,
it was school shooting season. Or not even, it was smash shooting season, actually. Like they were shooting up funerals, grocery markets, right? All kind of stuff got shot up, man. Right? Because the Lord is sending plagues on the earth, right? Bring that up.
10 and 13.
10:33.
The book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 33. Behold, the Lord of hosts, shall lope the bow with terror,
Right?
and the high ones of stature shall be hewn down.
Right, the high ones of stature, those that's feeling prideful, right? Those that's feeling like they're at the top, they're gonna be hewn down, right?
And the haughty shall be humbled.
And the haughty gonna be humble. Why? By all these current events that's happening, man. Right, Afghanistan, they was feeling big, bad, and mighty, man. But then 1,100 of their people died in that one event, man. That's how the Lord get down. Right, these earthquakes cause a lot of damage. Right, if you could look up YouTube an earthquake, like a recorded earthquake or something, to see what we get.
Jake said, we spoke to another Jake yesterday. He said, I don't believe in what I see. Brother, look what's going on. And then read the Bible. How did you not believe it?
Go on YouTube, yeah. But that's recorded history. Yeah, we want to see how they look. To see the damage they really do. These the 5 largest earthquakes in history. Now, I want to actually show like somebody recording an earthquake.
Ready to start eating healthier?
So let's see what we
Meet
do.
Kachava. Kachava is the world.
Hello, today we will talk about the largest earthquakes in history. Earthquakes are caused by movements within the Earth's crust and uppermost mantle. They range from events too weak to be detectable except by sensitive instrumentation, to sudden and violent events lasting many minutes which have caused some of the greatest disasters in human
Look
history.
at that whip.
Number 1. The 1960 Voldivia Earthquake. Various studies have placed it at 9.4 to 9.6 on the moment magnitude scale. It occurred in the afternoon on May 22nd and lasted approximately 10 minutes. This was the most powerful earthquake ever recorded. The resulting tsunami affected southern Chile, Hawaii, Japan, the Philippines, eastern New Zealand, southeast Australia, and the Aleutian Islands.
And that's what earthquakes cause too. They cause tsunamis too, man.
Because them plates shift in the ocean. Well, that's how you saw it.
It was just a big tsunami this year. I don't know if it was on Central Street. It was on somewhere on the West Coast. It was like one of the biggest tsunamis. I don't know if it was such a.
So the earth,
I saw it.
the Lord be destroying this damn place, man.
What
Right.
was that one? Let me see.
You keep playing it.
I don't know if it was Sweden.
Number 2. The 1964 Alaskan Earthquake, lasting 4 minutes and 38 seconds. The magnitude 9.2 megathrust earthquake remains the most powerful earthquake recorded in North American history, and the second most powerful earthquake recorded in world history. As a result of the earthquake, across south-central Alaska, ground fissures, collapsing structures, and tsunamis resulting from the earthquake caused about 131 deaths. 2 types of tsunamis were produced by this subduction zone earthquake. There was a tectonic tsunami produced in addition to about 20 smaller and local tsunamis. These smaller tsunamis were produced by submarine and subaerial landslides and were responsible for the majority of the damage. Tsunami waves were noted in over 20 countries. Number 3. The 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami occurred at 58 hours 53 minutes UTC on 26 December, with an epicenter off the west coast of northern Sumatra, Indonesia. It was an undersea, megathrust earthquake that registered a magnitude of 9.1 to 9.3. A series of massive tsunami waves grew up to 30 meters high once heading inland. After being created by the underwater seismic activity offshore, communities along the surrounding coasts of the Indian Ocean were severely affected, and the tsunamis killed an estimated 227,898 people in 14 countries. The earthquake was the third largest ever recorded and had the longest duration of faulting ever observed, between 8 and 10 minutes. It caused the planet to vibrate as much as 10 millimeters, and it remotely triggered earthquakes as far away as Alaska.
Damn.
Yeah, that'll ruin your life.
Look at it.
Damn.
Number 4, the 2011 earthquake
It's
off
playing
the
in front of their
Pacific
face.
coast of Tohoku, Japan, was a magnitude 9.0 to 9.1 undersea megathrust earthquake off the coast of Japan that occurred at 05:46 UTC on Friday 11th March 2011. It was the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in Japan, and the fourth most powerful earthquake in the world since modern record keeping began in 1900. The earthquake triggered powerful tsunami waves that may have reached heights of up to 40.5 meters, and in the Sendai area traveled at 700 kilometers per hour. Residents of Sendai had only 8 to 10 minutes of warning.
It said 700
More than
kilometers.
100
Look that up real quick.
sites were washed away.
It said the tsunami. It said the tsunami was moving 700 kilometers. I want to see how many.
miles is that moving
A
up
whole
there?
bunch of miles.
How
Look up,
fast?
look up 700 kilometers. Let's look up 700 kilometers. bro.
How fast is 700 kilometers?
All you gotta do is type in 700 kilometers to miles.
And it was 40.
Yeah, km to miles. So that thing was moving
400
400 miles per hour.
Oh, snap. That's like an airplane, bro.
Tsunamis ain't slow.
That thing just rushing through.
Yeah, it's like,
So the Lord,
Hey,
man.
the Most High is terrible, man. But we love to see that.
yeah.
Because, hey, we don't like this society. We don't like this world. All right? It's
At
not
all.
about wickedness.
They think we crazy.
We might as well finish that video real quick about
Kinda.
That's
Right
right.
there. Look at this.
It's just showing the destruction of the Lord,
The
man. The Lord is
Japanese
doing it.
mainland had killed over 10,000 people, mainly through
Right.
drowning. Though one
250
trauma also
miles.
caused many deaths. The latest report from the Japanese National Police Agency
Lord, look at that.
confirms 15,899 deaths,
15,000 deaths.
6,157 injured, and
Hey, look at that.
2,129 people missing across 20 prefectures. And a report from 2018 indicated 228,000
It obliterated that highway, bro.
people were still living
A house on
in their
that
home in either temporary house.
People was, somebody was probably in that house.
He done this. Man, you trying to pull up, bro. I know you got caught, bro.
1952 Kamchatka earthquake.
Yeah,
The
you
main
think.
earthquake struck at 1658 GMT on November 4th.
Damn, they under the
Initially assigned
ground.
a magnitude of 8.2. The quake was revised to 9.0 in later years. A large tsunami resulted, causing destruction and loss of life around the Kamchatka Peninsula and the Kuril Islands. Hawaii was also struck, with estimated damage of up to $1 million in livestock losses, but no human casualties were recorded. Japan reported no casualties or damage. The tsunami reached as far as Alaska, Chile,
That's
and
how
New
you do
Zealand.
this most time. You don't even gotta kill nobody. You just gonna cripple your nation.
You gotta think about it. And like you said, the Lord's crippling their nation. And when you read in Sabbath 38th chapter, it tells you on all these professions and how they make a society run. And an earthquake, that'll diminish all of that.
Yeah.
A tsunami, that'll just obliterate everything.
It said
And then notice it'd be 10 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah, it said that.
It'd only be like 4 minutes of an earthquake and it caused all that
That
damage.
shit feel like a year.
So that's why it makes sense when the Lord said it's going to take an hour for him to destroy America. It's going to be easy.
Oh yeah, we just said one earthquake.
Yeah.
Big ass earthquake. The whole shit.
The Lord could he could destroy the earth in so many ways. He could have a bunch of earthquakes go off at once. But you know, he gonna send chariots to do it though. He gonna send chariots to
He gonna be
destroy it.
sweet with it.
Yeah, the precept.
Nah.
You bring out Bible sure 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 31.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 31. Weeds. Ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed had brought forth.
Right, it continues to grow. Go ahead.
Verse 32. And when the ears shall be cut down,
It's not talking about your ears with the corn. Go ahead.
which are without number, how great a floor shall they feel.
There's going to be a lot of people, man, cut down. We just seen videos, thousands of people just getting cut down. You get that a lot of ways through an earthquake. A building fall on your head, kind of cutting some oranges, and you slip and stab yourself. It's like 1,000 ways to die. So
Yeah, that is true. You working.
hey, imagine a car just flip on you, crush your ankle, and then tsunami coming at you. You can't run, you're finished.
You might be swimming and then the house is kind of ramshack you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's too fast. It's too.
You just
You just move.
yeah, you get turned into a rag.
If that smacks you, that's the thing. If that smacks you, you might die on impact.
Yeah,
You is go down. That's 400 miles per hour just smacking.
They say like water, like concrete.
Yep.
Kind of bad.
You jump from a certain height. Water's not like cotton. I used to think that.
Imagine you get hit by a goddamn car going 70 miles per hour. You finish off that. So imagine 400 miles per hour, big gush of water that's this tall. You done on impact. So that's a bad death.
Can you grab Luke 21 one more time and 11? So we're proving to you, to Israel rather, that we in these last days. Alright. This is the current events that's going on in the news. ABC, NBC, Fox, they're going to show you the cat stuck in a tree for the 10th time. They're going to show you an up-and-coming rapper. They're going to show you a food drive. Police playing with black kids. They'll show you the same things over and over and over. It's brainwashing. Hey, how you doing? Sitting in your lap, shooting hoops. That's bread and circus, man. That's the distract, man. Huh?
Nobody want to see that.
I don't want to see that. It's like, what's really going on? Why is there an earthquake? Talk about that. You can bring out
21:11. The book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
Right, these are the great earthquakes that are in diverse places. You continue.
And famines and pestilences and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven.
Hey, let's touch on the famines.
Yeah, it's a lot of famines.
Can you Google how many food plants blown up or mysteriously just got cut down?
Yeah, precept on that one.
You got it.
Hey, we gonna pull out the F part and we go into the scriptures.
Yeah, see, that's another one. Fertilizer shortage. 2022, starting 2022, saw a rapid increase in food prices and shortages of food supplies around the world. The compounding prices in different parts of the world were caused by compounding geopolitical, economic, and natural causes, such as extreme heat, flooding, and drought caused by climate change.
Who's changing the climate? Who's in control of it? The Most High.
That's right.
Like, the Lord is doing all that. But like the brother, I wanted to show, you know, how they actually was burning down these these damn food plants. You can type that in, burnt down
Food plants.
Yeah, and who's burning it down, man? Right? Jay, we don't even know where that stuff at, man.
You got a video.
Never heard of it. For real. It's getting burned down.
Recent fires at processing facilities have some claiming food processing plants all over the country seem to be catching fire, right?
When we click on the link,
Yeah, you can click on it.
see if they got a video.
They seem to be catching fire. That's madness.
Right.
Talking about nothing to see.
And they call it a conspiracy. They always calling things a conspiracy, man.
It's the truth if it's actually happening.
It is literally. Man.
Let's see what they talking about in this video.
For a few weeks now, rumors have been circulating online that an unusually high number of fires have occurred at various food processing plants across the United States. In an April 22nd segment, Fox News host Tucker Carlson stoked those rumors, asking viewers, what's going on here? Food processing plants all over the country seem to be catching fire, Carlson said. A guest on his show then called the blazes obviously suspicious. So what's the real story here? Joining us now is NFPA Director of Research, Brigitte Messerschmidt. Thanks for being here, Brigitte.
How's that
First off,
internet
what sort
rumor
of
if it's
data
literally
does
happening?
NFPA have on fires at these kinds of facilities?
So unfortunately, our data is not so granular that we have specific for food processing plants, right? So we get our data from the National Fire Incident Reporting System, and there it's coded as manufacturer processing, for instance, or like refrigerated storage, which often involves food as well, or agriculture, fires, etc. So, but there's nothing that can go down into the detail level of food processing plants. So unfortunately, I don't have the precise data just for
She
that.
lying. Oh, yeah, click off
But
of
when
that.
I look
you
at
can go
how
on
many
YouTube.
fires we've had in
Yeah,
some
she
of
lying,
these
right?
other.
They trying to cover up now.
Can you go to
Like,
you? Oh,
I got a preset. Get Joel 1 and 11. They trying to damn lie, man. He's always trying to slither out of it.
Yeah.
It's like they try to explain all the blood moons. They said it's because the fires. So the fire going up and it's the, like what, bro? That don't make sense.
Yeah, every day. It's just fires going up, kind of changing the moon color.
What?
The moon is a reflection of fire.
It makes no sense.
Fire getting to the moon.
How if the moon is so called 100,000 miles
It
away?
said 216,000 miles away.
It's light years away.
It's supposed to be so far, but the fire on the. Yeah, bring that up, man. Joel wanna,
Going into space.
The book of Joel, chapter 1, verse 11.
right,
Be ye ashamed,
right,
O ye husbandmen. How, O ye vine dressers,
right,
for the wheat and for the barley,
right.
because the harvest of the field is
You
perished.
see, he said the harvest of the field is perished, man. That's going into this stuff, man. Esau burning down the damn plant, man. They said it's a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy, it's the truth, man. Like, even the dude on the news had to ask what's going on. This seems suspicious.
Right.
Esau said that's kind of suspicious that all these fires happening to these food processing plants, right?
I found in one video, it's from April this year. It's a fire at California food plant prompts evacuation. So they lying. They lying. You see the lady try to say it's not going up. Hold on.
I got
It's,
nothing.
it's right here.
And the 10,000 calories is mysteriously.
Yeah, the 10,000 cattle that died.
10,000 cattle died?
Yeah, remember you ain't see that?
All the cows and shit.
It was just, they said it was from a heat wave or something.
Yeah, like.
All right, go to, jump to verse 17 in Joel. Check this out.
The book of Joel, chapter 1 and verse 17.
And the Lord already said these things will happen, man. Bring it up.
The sea is whitened
Right,
under their clods,
right,
and the garners are laid desolate.
right.
The bonds are broken down.
What the Lord say?
The bonds are broken
He
down,
said the barns are broken down. Read.
for the corn is withered.
Right, read.
Verse 18. How do the beasts groan? The herds of the cattle are perplexed,
Right.
because they have no pasture. Yea, the flocks of sheep are made
He
desolate.
said the flocks of sheep are made desolate, man. So, hey, that's the Lord doing it, man. That could be a heat wave. They could be killing them. Whatever's happening, the Lord is making it happen. Right? Look that up. Right, so it's a food plant on fire. It's not a damn conspiracy to see a bunch of food plants on fire.
It's just one of them, you know. Can't believe Esau is trying to lie like that, and it's right here on the internet.
They be taking stuff down on the internet too. It's a lot of stuff I already seen. It's not on there no more.
It was a video of even.
Because most I see, he's going to uncover Babylon nakedness.
You know it's growing on your roof.
I seen
Dead
that.
skin cells
For
get
real?
trapped
Yeah, I
inside
pulled
the
that one
source
up.
material.
What happened?
It was
If they're still on the internet.
A letter to destroy all his crops.
They going,
Oh, yeah, Bill Gates been paying them to destroy their crops,
And
man.
Bill Gates buying up.
Yeah, I was about to say he bought like hella property.
Yeah, he buying it up and paying them, brother, to destroy their crops and stuff.
That's that population control.
Uh-huh. Esau, wait.
See, it said they had to evacuate 2,700 people. Taylor Farms. Right? So that's a damn
But-
food place,
But the
man.
lady was just saying.
So we can't definitively say it. That's what the lady tried to say. But hey, man, you can look for yourself, man. Just like you said, that's just one. You can pull up more. Try to find that video of that Edomite, man.
Which,
Like y'all talking about, he sent the letter. If it's still on the internet.
where can we find it at, Tariq?
Look up, farmer told to destroy his crops by government, something like
Hey, Google that. I mean, look that up on.
They gonna pay us in it.
that. Yeah, they said they was gonna pay him to destroy.
He exposed.
Yeah.
To To what, destroying?
Letter to farmer to destroy his crops.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, here it goes. It's popping up.
Essential
Look,
farmers,
is the government to...
You saying no?
That's videos. Let me go to all.
They said rumors and
Yeah, it
misinformation.
might be on YouTube.
That video right there might have been straight.
It was a straight video. He was a farmer. He was the honest farmer.
Yeah.
This it right here?
That ain't it right there.
Scroll down, scroll down.
I can click it though. Click that video.
I might go to YouTube.
Just click that video.
Oh, one up top.
That first
It's
video.
a specific video.
A series of videos.
Oh, it's like
Yeah, click it.
a person doing it themselves.
Yeah, it's a specific video.
Oh wait, y'all might have to send that or something.
Let me see if I can find it.
You always got the damn fact check.
Yeah, anytime it's a fact check, that means they lying.
Nah, for real. No,
And
that's
that mean they can see everything y'all post. Like, I think they don't see it. They see everything y'all
As soon
do.
as you post something cool, fact check.
You telling the truth, and they want to keep the highs. What's this? An ad? Come on, ad. Skip.
Make sure the volume up. Click the volume right there.
What is this?
This ain't good.
Oh yeah. This.
Go to YouTube, King.
Dang.
Type in farmer told to destroy crops.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah, it's telling you right there.
Hey, if you look that up too,
All right, so I'm on.
so much videos.
You gotta type in YouTube.
You gotta
Just
go
type
to
it in.
youtube.com.
And then it's showing some stuff.
Cause you know the people go tell it, man.
I mean, that's on there.
It's on YouTube, y'all.
You look up.
How? What's the title of it?
Look
So I can
up,
just type
just
it.
look up farmer gets letter to destroy farm.
Okay, farmer gets.
And just click the first one. It's like a compilation.
It's right there.
Where? Oh, right here.
How many people searched it?
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
This dude.
Yeah.
Y'all did see that. You
That's a bit. That's a bit.
One simple but brilliant trick to cool your home in 90 seconds. Tired of hot and stuck?
Little E mic.
Is it true that the government is paying farmers to destroy their crops? And the simple answer to that is yes, they are.
I initially heard about the government paying farmers to destroy their crops. I thought it was a load of bullshit. Well, lo and behold, we received our destruction notice the other day. So basically, there was two options on how to destroy the crop. The government could fly on Agent Orange, or we could manually destroy the crop ourselves. But we put too much blood, sweat, and tears in it to let them destroy it, so we decided to manually do it ourselves. Basically, it said if we used a lawnmower to destroy the crop, we could receive an extra $600 an acre. Something about the low carbon footprint or something. So that's what we're doing. Now, they really didn't tell us how many acres to destroy. They just said, get after it and we'll be watching you from satellite. We'll give you a call when you've destroyed enough. So I better get back after it.
You know they make their money from this, so why would he do this just because? You know what I'm saying?
We ain't got to lie about this shit.
Yeah. Plowing it up. Government said they'd pay us $3,800 an acre. Hey, that's better than what milo prices are right now, so get or not.
He saw a little money. He ain't even thinking about it.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yep.
$3,800 an acre?
Wow.
That's a lot. You probably got.
Probably got like
Lord knows
600
how many acres.
He just love money. He not thinking he destroying his own mission.
You saw them.
That's crazy.
It's really the Lord on a deeper level.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the Bill Gates.
He saw such a double.
He paid them to destroy that crop.
He said, yeah, it's true. And then the thing is, they love money too much. So why would they just do that just for the hell of it?
Makes no sense.
He said, I thought it was a load of bullshit, but
And he was doing it.
And you know what's funny? That crop stuff might end up being sold for more than what the government even giving them.
oh yeah.
Because everybody gonna want it, and everybody gonna want to pay more for it. The inflation will go up, and they can make more.
That's why.
What other reason would the government have to? That's that population control.
Yeah, you know Bill Gates on that.
You Google or YouTube one more thing.
Uh-huh.
Fire kills 10,000 chickens at Wright Country Farm.
It's going to that famine, man.
Lucky face.
Lord, man.
We got no one.
Then 2 months ago, you had Purdue Farms plant catch fire in the Chesapeake. Oh yeah, that's in Baltimore, I think.
Damn. Check that out.
10,000 chickens killed in
And you
fire.
got the domino, I think that was it too. Another one. Domino sugar.
Tonight, a Minnesota egg producer is evaluating the damage left behind from this massive fire. It happened late last night in Howard Lake, straight west of the cities on Highway 12. Our Heidi Wigdahl traveled
Always a
to
fire,
Howard
too.
Lake, where state officials are trying to determine how it started.
Cleanup is underway at Forsman Farms in Howard Lake after a massive fire on Saturday night. About 19 hours later, you can still see a bit of smoke from the road.
This is where a poultry building once stood on the farm, which is a large egg producer in the state. Crews responded to the fire off Highway 12 around 10 p.m.
A lot of sirens, a lot of noise, a lot of commotion. There's one of the fire chiefs going down the road.
Eddie Olson was 6 miles away in Cokato, having a bonfire in his backyard.
I'm a Skywarn spotter, so I do a lot of like radio communications and stuff. And this is like one of maybe 50 radios I have. So I just grabbed one and heard that they were dispatching all the departments, so I knew it was big.
Eddie grabbed his radio and arrived at the farm to find it in flames.
It was incredibly huge.
Multiple fire departments were on scene to help fight the fire. The Wright County Sheriff's Office estimates about 200,000 chickens were inside the building. The Forsman Farm spokesperson says they're not sure how many chickens were killed in the fire. They're estimating anywhere from tens of thousands into a couple hundreds of thousands.
It's a lot of chickens to hit the egg market. It's people's jobs. It's the local community, so anytime anything big like that happens, it's not good.
Forsman Farms sells over 3 million eggs per day to some of the nation's largest retailers. In a statement, a farm spokesperson said, quote, "No one was injured, and we are grateful that first responders were quickly on scene to put out the fire. Unfortunately, chickens were lost because of the fire. We are evaluating the extent of the damage, which appears to be confined to a single structure, as well as investigating the cause of the fire."
The Wright County Sheriff's Office says at this point they believe the fire was an accident. However, the state fire marshal is investigating the cause. In Howard Lake, Heidi Wigdahl, Care 11 News.
Hopefully that works
my business in 2011,
Hey, man.
I chose Wix,
This is a family
and
book.
it was really because the aesthetic.
And also, you gotta think, it's still chicken food. So it's chicken food and chickens dying.
Yeah, and Popeyes is selling chicken for 59 cents.
For real?
I'm not dealing with that. That's digital.
That's not chicken.
That's not
That-
chicken. Because we've been in a chicken shortage before the flu. Before the chicken flu, it was a chicken shortage. And you had a Subway, they were selling wings. I don't know if you can say that.
It's a lot. It's a lot. We know first. It's a lot. We know first and foremost. It's an insurance policy on that place.
Yeah.
So the government can pay them to burn that place up, and they're gonna make money, and then they'll pay them for that. And put it on the news, say, oh, it was possibly a mistake. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna buy if you're gonna
Yeah, just to cover it up. They used to do that when they seen chariots back in the day.
Yep.
They say, oh, we was doing an experiment.
Hey, then the
You don't
government.
need to be alarmed of that big triangle you saw in the sky.
They said it was fake. They said, oh, you guys are crazy, you don't believe in it. Now the government opened up and said, all right, yeah, sure.
I say, do it again. Do it again. Let me see y'all do it again.
So, hey, we're literally living in those times
Yeah, I appreciate
that
that.
Ezra was told, right, by the Lord. We're literally living in those times where there's a multitude of earthquakes, diverse earthquakes all throughout the world. You have food shortages, and it's happening by these fires at these plants.
Right, the Lord destroying the crops.
Add one more, Slakia, just one more. Go to
The barns
Domino fire plant in Baltimore burnt down. That's a notorious plant. Everybody used to work there. I think certain brothers in the camp kind of worked there.
You said Domino Fire?
Domino plant in Baltimore burnt up. I think it was last year. So again, within these 2 years, you had nothing but the burning of these food processing plants. Scroll down. It should be after her.
Type of fire.
Sky Team 11 is over the fire area in the Domino sugar plant.
1 year ago?
Yep.
Dang.
Make sure the volume on that.
It is right here.
He might talk in a minute. It's 45.
I want to find another video.
That boy said
Type in fire though, on fire, and when you search it. Type in fire. Cookie. It says iconic.
Also breaking right now, a fire is still burning at the Domino Sugar Plant that's in South Baltimore. Here's a live look from the scene of our harbor camp. Now, Dan Lamparello was live at the scene. He's been out there all afternoon. So, Dan, what are you seeing with that fire? And actually, I'm seeing some flames behind you right now, aren't I?
Kai, the fire out here has been burning for more than 3 hours now. It started just before 3 o'clock, and over my shoulder here you can see the flames still going strong in what the fire department is calling a raw sugar shed that has since completely collapsed. As you can see, the fire is burning through all of that metal top of this building. The good thing to report tonight, though, is the fire department as well as Domino Sugar tell us everyone inside the building made it out safely. We're showing you some video now of what it looked like earlier. There was thick black smoke all over the area, from this area Locust Point to the Inner Harbor to Harbor East. It could be seen for miles, all the way up to JFX when we were even driving down here. But that smoke has since dissipated, but the fire, again, still burning strong. If we come back out here live, you can see those flames. The good thing, though, we're learning tonight again that everyone inside the building, all the factory workers are safe tonight, and luckily it did not spread from this silo behind me that unfortunately collapsed. So the main building that houses the factory is fine right now. It has not spread to that building. We're gonna have plenty more tonight on the news at 10. For now, though, live in Locust Point, Dan Lamparello, Fox 45 News.
Hey, you know what's odd? Why is all the people
They all
not?
safe.
Yeah, they never died. Somehow they probably evacuated them.
They got that one person that they told, hey, you're gonna burn this shit down. At this time, make sure everybody's out.
During 9/11, over 3,000 Jewish people didn't show up to work that day.
Wow.
It's like,
In Ezekiel 5 too, real fast. Ezekiel 5 and 10.
The book of Ezekiel.
Famine coming, man, and Esau planted it.
So if you didn't know the signs, if you didn't know when it was gonna happen, the signs are right here. These are the tokens, right? The Lord's not gonna just make it happen, randomly at a spur of the moment. Everything builds up, right? These food plants,
the Lord is
these
practical.
diverse earthquakes, this all builds up, right? When you watch certain movies, it builds up to the climax. Movies doesn't just jump out into the action scene, for the most part. You got it, King.
All right, bring that up.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, which is at verse 11.
Yeah, verse 11.
Ezekiel 5 and 11. Wherefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, surely, because thou hast defiled my sanctuary with all thy detestable things. And
10, sorry.
the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5 and verse 10. Therefore, the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of thee.
He said, the father shall eat the son. This isn't an in-depth parable. This isn't some kind of, dark saying. They're literally going to eat their children. Literally. Because they're going to be starving. Right, Reed?
And the sons shall eat their fathers.
Like the sons going to eat the fathers, man. Right, Reed?
And I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds.
You see, that's what the Lord is going to literally have people eating their own children in the last days. That's how bad it's going to get when you starving, man. You see them shows where they stranded at sea, man, and somebody died, they'd eat the damn dead person, man, because they've been starving for 3 weeks, right? So these kind of things happen in the family. So people gonna literally be eating each other, man. Right? That's how bad it's gonna get these last days.
Can you go on to verse 12 real quick? Go to verse 12.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 5 and verse 12. A third part of thee shall die with the pestilence, and with famine, and they shall be consumed in the midst of thee. And a third part shall fall by the sword round about thee. And I will scatter a third part into all the winds. I will draw out a sword after.
Wind means destruction. So, worse.
Basically saying a third of this, a third of that. Those are just mean a complete amount of numbers. So people go down by the sword. They go down World War III. They go down in race wars. They go down just by the sword. People robbing them, taking their goods. Some people will die in a famine. People will be eating each other in a famine and starving to death. You have different pestilences, like the 8
animals,
right? And then you got other things like that. So this is the judgments the Lord gonna send on the earth.
animals gonna be eating people.
Then if you got so many dead bodies, it's pestilence right there. You gonna have zombies up there.
You get sick when you're around a lot of dead bodies. Your body starts to decompose.
They're gonna be out in the open, no buried. So it's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna smell bad, everything.
All those Lamentations 4.
a good one.
Bring that up.
What's that?
Lamentations 4:9. So the Lord got some. And again, this is all being planned by Esau for they trying to, population control. Like everything not a damn, they call everything that's the truth a conspiracy. Right? They say the conspiracy of 9/11. Right? The conspiracy of the government selling drugs, or the conspiracy of whatever, man. And all that stuff is true, man.
Because at the end of the day,
Right.
Esau had secret councils about this years ago.
They even got that on that stone. They did like a stone where they wrote out the plans of the Illuminati.
Yeah, they tore it down.
Most
Or lightning strike.
They ain't lightning strike.
You lightning strike.
Yeah, literally.
Oh man, I got a precept real fast.
You got this Lamentation.
Yeah, you can pull it out. I got a precept after that.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 4 and verse 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that are slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field.
You see that? It's saying basically it's better to die by the sword than by famine, because a famine is a slow, painful death. If you read Death by Starvation, or if we look up, look that up. Death, stages to death by starvation. Yeah, man. You start seeing the damn cow and you dragging, you doing this to it.
That's just like on
You see a
Madagascar.
chicken, and then it disappears.
That's just like on Madagascar. The lion thought dog was a steak, and he bit him actually. He actually bit that thing.
What happens when we start? That second one, that first link. Scroll down.
The heck?
3 stages of starvation.
Start here. Oh, damn, we going over here to the...
You go to the first.
Alright.
A little bit more.
First phase.
It says during the first stage of starvation, blood glucose levels are maintained through the production of glucose from proteins, glycine, and I can't see that.
During the first stage of starvation, blood glucose levels are maintained through the production of glucose from proteins, glycogen, and fats.
Oh, fats.
At first, glycogen is broken down into glucose, only enough glycogen. However, it is stored in the person's liver to last a few hours. After that period of time, blood glucose levels are maintained by the breakdown of fats and proteins. Fats are decomposed into glycerol and fatty acids. Fatty acids can be used as a source of energy, particularly by skeletal muscles, thereby decreasing the use of glucose by tissues other than the brain. In other words, your body getting jammed up. Glycerol may be used to make a small amount of glucose, yet most of the glucose is formed from the amino acids of proteins. Okay. In English, please.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what happens to a person.
All right, there we go. We get it.
You start here. After approximately a week of fast, a person's brain starts.
I gotta go to another link.
What the
Let's
heck?
pick something else. Let's go to another link. In fact, let's see if we can find a video. All right, what happens to the body?
Yeah, YouTube King.
Hey, go to YouTube.
This ain't working.
Type in stages of starvation. Right, let's see what's going on. What does starvation do to the body? Yeah, I want to see that.
How long is that one? Okay,
4 minutes.
Might not even have to watch that to get the point at least.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to even watch it. What does it do to your body?
Helen Hansel was able to win any competition she took part in. She was known as the contest queen because
We probably all experience the feeling of hunger. You feel dizzy, you get stomach cramps, and have zero energy. But these symptoms are fleeting and usually disappear once we have our next meal. But what if you had nothing to eat? What happens to your body when it's starving?
It's Jay. They say, I can sin and be regenerated.
Hey,
But you gotta
that's
go
here
through
for
this kind of
these.
stuff, man.
Starvation occurs when your body
Let's see if you wanna go
consumes
through
fewer
this.
calories than those required to sustain life.
Then be least
It's
in the
most
kingdom.
commonly the result of famine, extreme dieting, complete fasting for a cause, or disease. Roughly 1 out of every 9 people do not have enough to eat. But despite this widespread problem, starvation is not well understood. Not because it's not important, obviously, but because it's difficult to systematically study inanition or the impact of starvation on our bodies. The lack of experimental data on the subject is largely due to the fact that it is unethical to conduct a study that requires participants to go without food, and that its effects depend on many factors, such as the weight of the person before they began to starve, their genetic makeup, their health, and whether they're drinking water. But what we do know comes from controversial studies like Minnesota University's Starvation Experiment from the 1940s. During World War II, famine became a pressing issue for many countries around the world. At the time, scientists were eager to understand what happened to the human body in the process of starvation, partly because they wanted to understand how to help patients recover from it. It's not as simple as allowing someone to eat unlimited quantities of food. This can actually make recovering patients sick, because it's difficult for the body's systems to rapidly adjust to eating food again, and because hungry people tend to overeat to the point of vomiting. So the scientists at Minnesota University recruited volunteers by offering military men who had been drafted the opportunity to participate in their study in lieu of military service. The 36 men who were finally selected were all healthy, conscientious objectors to the war. They were required to walk 35 kilometers a week throughout the entire study. But during the first 12-week control period, the men's diets were regulated so that they would reach an ideal healthy weight before the semi-starvation phase, the second period in the study. In the semi-starvation period of 24 weeks, the participants' caloric intake was cut in about half, from 3,000 to about 1,500 calories. To get them as close to their goal of a 25% total weight reduction, the researchers adjusted the participants' food portions. The researchers found that in this semi-starvation phase, participants went through a number of changes. Due to extreme weight loss, the men displayed physical symptoms like protruding ribs, swollen eyes, and gaunt cheeks, as well as swollen extremities, likely from a lack of blood protein production. Physiologically, their metabolic rates decreased, meaning that their bodies reduced the number of calories they expended while resting. Their heart rates dropped, temperature decreased, libido declined, and breathing quieted. It's like their bodies were slowing down to conserve as much energy as possible. Psychologically, the men became preoccupied with food, talking, writing, and even dreaming about it. They reported depressive symptoms,
The Lord gonna plague their mind.
everyday activities. Interestingly, while the men reported
All you gonna think about is
the
food.
tests to the researchers
So go eat your son,
did
man.
not confirm this.
Go just
More
keep
recent
looking
studies
at
on
him like,
nutrient deficiencies, however,
dog,
have found that
if I
a lack
just
of adequate
bite his
nutrition
leg, maybe.
can negatively impact health. Although the Minnesota study is over 70 years old, this research is still the most comprehensive look at how the body tries to cope with starvation. Given that 795 million people suffer from undernourishment around the world, it's evident that more research is needed. But the scientific dilemma is that starving your research volunteers is highly unethical. Today, scientists must rely on gathering data from autopsy and case studies from sources like victims of war who died of starvation. Through this new data, we have learned that starvation affects children more intensely. It can permanently affect development, stunting their growth, and they're also more vulnerable to dying at about 32 days of complete starvation compared to 70 days for adults. For children and adults alike, the autopsy studies have shown that when death occurs from starvation, the body has completely used up its fat reserves and about 25 to 50% of other organs and tissues. This perhaps explains why the body can suffer permanent organ damage when undernourished. But this isn't a thing of the past. In fact, North Korea has recently announced to its citizens that they should prepare for famine. To learn more, check out this episode on whether North Korea is starving its citizens. By 2013, the country's
your body
food
naturally-
dropped almost 20-fold.
Your
The United
damn
Nations
organs
reported in 2015
messed
that
up for life
70%
off
of
of
North
being
Koreans are
malnourished,
food
man.
insecure, and
It
more
ain't,
than a
man.
quarter of children under 5 are chronically malnourished. As you can see, we cover a wide range of topics. So if you have a science question you'd like us to answer, let us know in the comments and tag
That
it
leads
with
me
hashtag
to
AskTNews.
New York. They put out that video. You gotta have a bug out bag.
If you're a
You
woman
can read it
over
up.
40 and you want to lose
They
fat,
said make sure you have a
stop
security
doing
bag by your
endless
door
workouts.
in case
Want to know
there's
why?
a nuclear war.
And they know something's going on. There's no reason to keep. They was training.
Yeah, we gotta get that one first.
They was training. Come on, stop this.
What's
Next one to Israel.
NYC, missile preparedness.
Oh yeah, that madness. I seen that.
And they want to hit New York so bad because that's controls of the currency and this wicked Babylon.
This is funny right here. I did nothing but laugh.
Yeah, this one.
Madness.
This drop.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why, just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do? There are 3 important steps that I want you to remember. Step 1, get inside fast. You, your friends, your family, get inside. And no, staying in the car is not an option. You need to get into a building and move away from the windows.
How would you do that? The building gonna get nuked.
Step 2, stay inside. Shut all doors and windows. Have a basement? Head there. If you don't have one, get as far into the middle of the building as possible. If you were outside after the blast, get clean immediately. Remove and bag all outer clothing to keep radioactive dust or ash away from your body. Step 3, stay tuned. Follow media for more information. Don't forget to sign up for Notify NYC for official alerts and updates. And don't go outside
Bro, this don't make no sense, man. It says step 3, stay tuned for stuff on the media. How?
There's no internet.
This is madness.
You can't shower, there's no electricity.
Bro.
They literally put.
Yo, hot water tank not about to work,
They
bro.
literally tell you to be quiet and be nuclear. That's literally exactly what they tell
They
you.
get it. Why would you go inside when stuff getting nuked like that? Ain't gonna get nuked too.
You can't run it. I really can't do nothing with it.
You got it, bro.
How long ago was this?
Just like this happened a couple weeks ago.
This literally probably like 3 weeks ago, bro.
What's the
July 11th. So yeah, about two, almost 3 weeks ago.
Can you go to
Damn. The goal is to repent.
NYC on YouTube?
That's
what
the
did they call
step,
it?
repent.
You just type in bug out bag.
NYC bug out bag?
Yeah, they made another.
Why are they talking about this stuff, though?
They know it's coming.
I told her a Sam's Club that started selling candles and food prep, like 7 8 week food preparations.
When I used to
Get your bug out bag waiting.
You scroll down a little quick.
That's a year ago, too.
When I used to work at
This one day ago.
emergency food.
Yeah, I thought it said year. It do say day.
Scroll down a little bit more.
What's up with that? We had a day ago. They said it was a commercial.
Oh yeah, go down one more. That's it.
Right here?
Yeah, then click the video a little bit.
Shemud.
Is this one?
Alright, just another weird public service announcement sent out by the New York City Department of Emergency Management encouraging people to have a go bag, or I guess a bug out bag. Has everything you need in case you need to leave home in a hurry. Every household member should have one, including kids. What will you pack? Non-perishable snacks, bottled water, copies of important documents. For more ideas, see their website. And they do have further information on their website.
Documents.
But remember what back a few years ago when they had a blackout in New York City and people were leaving the city? They didn't have any place to go and the city bogged down. Something happens in New York. Where are these people going to go with their go bags? Alright, just another weird public service announcement sent out by the New York City Department of Emergency Management.
You know what it is, though?
A go bag.
It's
It's a bug out.
It's a loop.
Has everything you need in case you need.
Chip card or your shot card so they can give you some food.
Amen.
So they tell you to keep that.
Screw up a little bit.
Something just, that's madness, man. Goddamn, they just posted that on Twitter, like, yeah, so.
And she the same person that said the vaccine came from God. Come get it. The leader in NYC, she said that.
Yeah, they call it the bee sting.
I just want her to get on that plane.
Hey man, this place is through. You trying to get Luke 21 and 11 again, Bobby Sure?
God, the book of Luke. Chapter 21.
21 and 11.
21, 11. Book of Luke, chapter 21. And verse 11.
Go into that famine. Now we gotta go into it. That's cool. Yeah,
Luke 21 and 11. Read. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places.
We touched on that, go ahead.
And famines.
We touched on that, go ahead.
And pestilences.
And pestilences. And what?
And fearful sights and great signs shall be. Shall there be from heaven.
And this too is, it's a fearful sight. Now, again, we're gonna call it the ape sting. The ape bite. You know, if possible.
The ape, man. The chimpanzee.
The chimpanzee bite. Yeah.
Right, you got that disease going on. And that disease is affecting, right, the LGBT community.
That's right.
All around
They had their first case in, I think, Cali. You know?
But I think they
And
about
it's
to
going to get bigger and bigger. They had one more, too. Can you type in, oh, you typing in something?
You got another famine, this famine,
Right,
right?
you got it. They want to think about the recession. Because they asked the lady at the White House, is there a recession coming? And she tried to give a new definition to it. She tried to cover it up like, no, it's not, I wouldn't really call it that. It's a recession. All hell is breaking loose.
Yeah.
It's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, let's check this out real quick.
Let's be honest, seeing big companies get called out isn't one of the worst things about TikTok, and this viral video is no different. TikTok user @DumpsterDivingFreegan has gained over 300.
Alright, bye babies. I love you guys. I'm be gone.
Why is he dumpster diving?
Alright, bye babies. I love you
Can't skip
guys.
past that part.
Let's be honest, seeing big companies get called out isn't one of the worst things about TikTok, and this viral video is no different. TikTok user
we on the
@DumpsterDivingFreegan
pessimist
has
now,
gained over
though.
341,000 followers by showcasing
that's
her
the
dumpster
fact.
diving techniques to highlight food waste here in the U.S.
We
And while
already
several of her
touched on
videos
this.
have gone viral, the one that has people's attention now is this one she posted showcasing all of the food she found thrown out by a Whole Foods store. She clarified nothing was recalled, nor had it expired yet. As you can see, there's a lot of food there, and that's just from one store and one night. Several Whole Foods employees took to the comments to confirm that there is a lot of waste that goes out each night, and that they are not allowed to take home any food unless they pay for it. Considering this video has been viewed more than 2.8 million times, Whole Foods did speak to the Daily Dot, highlighting that the company donates a lot of food to local food banks across the U.S. Even though that may be true, there's no denying that this viral video shows a lot of food going to waste.
So them doing that also helps further the family. You know, that's what a lot of stores do. CVS did it. It was in the news a couple of years ago. Not CVS, Target, Walmart. They're known for just throwing out certain foods. And it's not even expired. It's really not expired.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You got it.
Second Kings 37, verse, 23. Sorry, 2 Kings 23 and 7.
2 Kings 23 and 7.
Right, going into the ape or the chimpanzee, because it affects the LGBTQ RS community.
The book of 2 Kings chapter 23 and verse 7. And he break down the houses of the Sodomites.
He did what?
And he break down the houses of the Sodomites.
Right, so when Josiah first got the law, he broke down the houses of the Sodomites, man. Kind of broke that down, man. Because they wasn't dealing with that in Israel, man. And that's not a custom of the Hebrew Israelites, man. That's not something that they indulge in. Right, keep reading.
That were by the house of the Lord.
Right.
Where the women wove hangings for the growth.
You see how I get, I want Genesis 13 and 13.
Book of Genesis, chapter 13, and verse 13 reads, but the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly.
Right, so the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners exceedingly before the Lord, man. And we all know what the Sodomites were into, man. I got one more. Guess I right. 16 to verse 8. Right, so the Lord is sending down plagues and scourges like the ape, right, to judge these men on the earth. Because they might classify it as an STD. Or we don't even want to look it up because, hey, man, they might, flag the channel, man. Like medical misinformation. Right? So we ain't even going to bring it out. But if you got ears to hear, like the chimpanzee, if you look it up on your own, they might classify it as an STD, and it's affecting the community of LGBTQ. Right, I bring it up.
The book of Sirach, chapter 16 and verse 8.
Right.
Neither spared he the place where Lot sojourned.
Right, and Lot sojourned where? In Sodom and Gomorrah. Right, read.
But abhorred them for their pride.
Right, the Lord said he abhorred Sodom for their pride. Because they was prideful as hell, trying to break down the damn door, right, and get to the angels. They said, we want to know those men. Like, bring them men out so we can know them.
And it's not talking about a date.
Right, they was trying to rape those men. Right, they was trying to do all kind of wicked and abominable acts to those men.
They was trying to follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, they was trying to touch him.
And hey man, and the Lord destroyed it for that, man. Right? So the Lord is sending it down these plagues to break the houses of the Sodomites, man. Right? And because he abhors them because of their pride. Right? You even got something called Pride Month. Right? So the Lord ain't dealing with that, man. Get Romans chapter 1. Romans 1. Right? And I want you to start at 26.
26.
Yeah.
Book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 26. For this cause, God gave them up unto vile affections.
Right, he said vile affections. Right, we're just reading the Holy Bible. Right, so you can't flag this YouTube. You just reading the Bible. So the Lord said this is a vile affection. Read.
For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
You got a point on that?
Can you Google how many genders there are?
You Google how many genders there are. But the Lord said the women changed their natural use into that which is against nature. Woman was set up for man and to bring forth children. Right? How many genders are there?
All.
Yeah, click all.
Oh, well, there you go. That's one, too. There are many different gender identities, including male, female. You can see, you can read it yourself. You can read it yourself.
Quinder.
Two-spirit.
Two-spirit. Third gender. Pangender.
Hit the images.
Gender queer. Non-binary. And all. And you can just be all.
Yeah, that's
all is a gender.
That's folly. That's and you're all.
You know you can go off with the pronouns now.
Yeah.
You gotta refer to me as a them.
I'm a camera.
Or a they.
I heard a dude say he called me demon, pretty much. Them demon.
Well, I identify as a so-called white man with 800 credit. So let me, get the benefits of the nation.
I saw
all right.
He say damn gender.
Hit images though, real quick. You see the different signs that they got.
And be careful scrolling on images. Some folly might pop up.
All right. So you want me to go to the little signs?
The first one goes on the left, right?
Click that first one to the left for all hell break loose.
Yeah, we want Israel to see that.
Can you scroll in?
We zoom in on
That's astrology?
You got gender fluid, female and male. You got pangender, polygender, third gender,
demi boy,
a demi girl.
What the hell is a demi girl?
You got a big gender,
an intergender.
You see it?
Precept. I saw Sodomite say he was an it. He said, I'm it now. Don't call me a
Well, hold on. Get real quick. Get Genesis, man. Get Genesis 5 and 1 real quick.
Oh, that's the spirit. I got that.
Yeah, he's
gonna put it 6.
Get Genesis 5 and 1, man. Genesis 5 and 1, man.
The book of Genesis, man.
I like this LBDC. I like this.
Get Genesis 5 and 1.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 5 and verse 1, man. Wow. Genesis 5 and 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam.
Right.
In the day that God created man.
Right.
In the likeness of God made he him.
Right.
Male and female.
What the Lord create?
Male and female.
Non-binary.
Male and female.
And male and female, right?
Created he them.
Right.
And blessed them and called their name Adam.
Right, so the Lord created mankind, male and female. That's it. That's it. He created male and female.
He used none of that.
That's it.
I have one. It was in another chapter. It's Genesis 6 and 5.
The book of Genesis chapter 6 and verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination or the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right. That's an evil imagination. I'm it. What do you mean you're it? What is that?
Bro, that was bad.
You're a monkey.
Them.
And when you say I identify as, that's another way of saying I pretend. That's all it is. I'm pretending to do this.
Pretending, huh?
Today I might identify as a plane. That's just pretending.
Are you really a plane?
Yeah.
And if you say anything, they're gonna kind of try to charge you.
Yeah, they're gonna charge you, and you might go to jail. They say you're harming them with violence.
Yeah.
We get caught nigga.
Verbal assault.
That's right. That's verbal assault. So you know when you at work, you might have to call somebody a Demi boy.
Hell boy.
So, yeah, okay, that one might be father.
Yeah, I think it's father right here.
And you might have to call somebody at work he when it's a she.
You gotta say they.
It depends.
Who you talking about? I'm talking about them.
Hey, that's
But you talking about one person.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, it came over here and she gave us a few.
Hey, if a woman steals from you and she identifies as a guy, you can't say she. You gotta say he stole from me. So now the cops gonna look for a guy. It's confusion.
That's not the
No, I mean the girl. I mean the guy.
It's not the author of confusion.
They stole from me.
Yeah, they stole from me. How many of them was it? It was one.
What did they have on?
Yeah, what did they have on?
They had on a
They Legion stole from me.
Demi boy robbed me.
Hey, and that's all it is just spirit swing.
They gonna call
You gotta have a spirit on you to identify as multiple people. You one person.
It's a lot of family.
Ginger.
He identifies as a penguin.
And they got a study on how many people changed their mind and said, I regretted doing this. That's how you know it's a mental illness. They literally came out and said, hey, I made a mistake. The junk cut off. If you're a female, you got the mastectomy.
In fact, get that Deuteronomy 23 and 1.
I got a picture of the side.
Real fast. Get Deuteronomy 23 and 1.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 23, right? And
I want to
verse
finish
1.
that Romans real quick.
Deuteronomy 23 and 1.
Right?
He that is wounded in the stones or hath his privy member cut off.
Right, he that is wounded in the stones or have his privy member cut off. Right?
Shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
You see that's plain, man. So you got your privy member cut off. You can't make it in this thing, man.
You talking about the wrong circle.
Like, they have to repent, man. They have to really repent. You gotta do some heavy repenting. But in the ancient world, they wouldn't even let you.
I don't even know if they can even do Passover. They can't do nothing.
Like in Romans 1 and 27.
The book of Romans chapter 1 and verse 27.
Right.
And likewise also the men.
Right, so the men left the natural use of the woman, right, Reed?
Leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust.
No, it's love.
Burn in their lust.
They just got lust in their mind, man. All they thinking about is the flesh and pleasing that demon that's on you. You got a heavy demon on you to want to do this act. Man. Bring it.
Burn in their lust one toward another.
Right?
Men with men.
The Lord say?
Men with men.
The Lord say men with men. Read.
Working that which is unseemly.
Right, look up unseen. Right, we just reading the Bible, right? The Bible said men with men working that which is unseen. And this is a letter to the Romans. We know what Rome was about.
Drugs.
Improper. Inappropriate.
It's inappropriate, improper, unfitting, it's everything wicked, man.
Filthy.
Inappropriate.
You trying to click more about the shirt?
Yeah, click more. Yeah, let's see these words.
Oh, yeah.
Unworthy, undignified, impolite, ill-advised, shameful, tasteless.
They even put unladylike.
Ungentlemanly, unladylike.
Ungentlemanly unladylike.
Unsuitable, unrefined.
Oh, Salakia, I made a mistake. Clicked on it.
Right, it's disrespectful. It's inappropriate. It's disgusting, man. The Lord said they work in that which is unseemly, right? You reading?
No, that's it on that. But Kai, it says, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat.
And meat, it was good. So that's an error. So when they get that recompense, like the ape or the chimpanzee, right? The Lord said that's a good thing that happens.
Righteous recompense.
Right, real fast, jump to 32.
Verse 32.
Right.
Who knowing the judgment of God,
right,
that they which commit such things are worthy of death.
Right here, worthy of death, read.
Not only do the same,
but not only that do it, read,
but have pleasure in them that do.
Right, so you an Eve and you got a best friend, right, and he kind of LGBTQ. You got pleasure in that. You kind of promoting that. You kind of pushing that. Right now you got Eve. They hanging out with the privy member cut off guys.
Yeah,
man. They didn't do that back in the day. They thought that was weird as hell, man. They wasn't dealing with that. But nowadays Eve hanging with them. They hanging with this. We got all these weird genders, man.
Freaks.
Yeah.
Right? They hanging with these weirdos, man.
Even do that.
Perverts.
They love it. They let it.
So they got.
best
So they
friends.
yeah. So they you know, they hanging with a bundle of sticks, man. Right? Hanging with bundles of sticks, right? And damn, and the Lord said, if you got pleasure in them, you're gonna be destroyed, man. You supposed to be reproving them and rebuking them and saying you got to get your spirit right. And at the end of the day, those kind of men, right, and women, they hate the opposite sex. 9 times out of 10, if you a man, right, and you dealing with same sex, you really hate women. That's why them men that's moving like that, they be extra flamboyant, extra rational. And then you got the women, when they dealing with that spirit, they always a hood nigga, man. You never meet a good, upstanding gentleman.
Gentleman lady.
That's a lady. They always sagging their pants, got a beater on, smoking weed with their hat cocked.
Locks and Jordans and a hat. They got the uniform.
Right, because that's the image that they have of that opposite sex because they hate that opposite sex. They probably got touched or something while they was young. It's all spirits and demons, man.
Huh?
I saw one on Facebook standing at the bus stop with no shirt on.
Like Boosie, bad.
You got your precept, King.
It was prayer Azariah 1 verse 9.
That's bad. No shirt? This place, man. Wow.
What's that? Bell and J?
Yeah, it's the prayer.
That they hate when they get this
It's the one of them.
I think it's Bell and J. Or that other one. Song of 300 children, yeah.
They trying to have men have babies now, man.
Got you.
That'll never happen.
The only way they say that happens is if a lady becomes
One
a
and nine
guy,
years.
becomes a guy.
That's the only way, because he got the body part.
Yeah, a man can't just come out the birth, it's like come out the womb, I'm able to have a kid. You have no ovaries.
Esau can't put ovaries in even teach your organs to move and all that.
Got the precept, the book of Song of the 3 only children, 1 and 9. And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies.
Right. Esau, this guy's lawless. His utopia is wickedness. Like he has to be the most wicked nation. Really.
Most hateful forsakers of God.
Right.
And to an unjust king. Right. And the most wicked in all the world.
So this man is the wicked of all the world, man. It's plain.
He allowed to do everything contrary to the rule.
Literally. If you ask Esau, can I do this? Yeah, of course. Follow your heart. What's that right? 5 and 2. Follow your heart, damn it.
That's follow your heart. That's it, man. Do what you want to do, man.
This is the book of Sirach.
Whatever makes you happy inside.
The book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 2. Follow not thy own mind.
He said, don't follow after your own mind. My first mind is telling me, maybe I'm a girl. That's off. That's what they're telling themselves in their bedrooms, blasting that wicked music. Who am I really? Got it.
And thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart.
Now imagine if you tell a kid, a 6-year-old, 10-year-old, follow after your heart. Do what you seem is right. They're gonna do anything and everything.
Yeah, pick your gender.
Yeah, pick your gender. That's off. Next thing you know, the next big thing, pick who you want to lay down with. You're at the right age. You know right from wrong.
Yeah, that's what
lay down with anybody.
They gonna add a P to the end of LGBT.
It's coming soon.
They're adding a P. Mark my words.
They got Tennessee and
Yeah,
the pedophilia that you can marry any age.
Oh, you said what? You gotta pull that up.
It's another one too. Is it California that did the pedophile thing?
We gotta pull that up.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do a bill about it.
trying to pull that up, kid?
We have to see that.
You got NAMBLA.
Check this out.
National Boy Lovers Association.
Yeah. North American Man Boy Love Association.
Okay, yep.
That's madness.
This type of Tennessee pedophilia law.
Yeah, it's probably a bill they want to vote for. Just like they trying to vote for when a kid up to a year, you can still abort them.
Oh yeah.
When they out the womb, they can still.
Yeah, off.
Yeah,
I forgot what states they do that. They still doing that. Oh, in Cali?
No, it's a bill for it. It ain't.
It's like a bill to her. They trying to get the bill passed.
Like, why would you wait that
They say it
long?
misrepresent the bill. Let's see what it actually. I want to see what the bill say. Cause they always trying to say that, man. They always trying to say people misconstrue. It be saying what it says. That's crazy.
You gotta dive into it.
Let's see what they say. It's only 56 seconds.
You gotta make that thing too.
Yeah. Y'all ready?
Oh, man.
It look dead. Man.
It's one of the dead ones.
The amendment does rewrite the bill. In subcommittee, there was some objections brought, some concerns brought with the bill concerning age and the county clerk's role, and I tried to address those concerns, or did address those concerns with this amendment. It's my position that the bill never would have allowed minors to be able to get married because of contracts and so forth, but I can see and understand how that might have been misunderstood. So with this amendment, it just explicitly states that both parties have to obtain the age of majority, which is defined in Tennessee Code as 18 or older, and it also takes care of the clerks, put that fee in there for the filing in the clerk's office.
So that's the so-called change. We need to see what it was. Okay, critics have slammed a proposed.
Here at Good, our good is.
It say critics have slammed the proposed new law in Tennessee that would eliminate age requirements for marriage in the state.
Damn.
Claiming the bill would potentially allow children to get married.
So how?
Social media users harshly criticize the bill, HB 223. So we can look up the bill now. HB 223.
I want to see this bill. HB 223.
HB 223. Tennessee bill HB 223.
That's what I want to see. I had to do that with that other bill because they be trying to finesse it. It's like, let's read the bill.
You know, in JT's mind, whatever is legal is okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's legal, they down with it.
Yeah, that's how that's how they get. Because back in the 70s, 80s, this other stuff wasn't legal and it was frowned on. Now it's all love. And where was that energy at, man?
It's like during time making bees, man.
I think it's that first one. I clicked it.
It said something about, it was saying something totally different. Cause this not an official bill, it's a proposal, right? Yeah, when I looked it up, they gave it what they actually got for 223, HB 223. Alright.
Say something about eliminating the age too right there.
Dang, what's all this madness? Oh, it'll break loose. Alright. Let's
Ready
see.
to add that P, man.
The bill was amended late last month.
Okay, a state house committee held a hearing on the bill HB 223 on Wednesday following searing criticism over the original version, which would have eliminated the age minimum for a marriage in Tennessee, potentially making child marriage legal at a time when Republicans on the national stage keep pushing false narratives about pedophilia. So the original bill was to eliminate AIDS, and they be lying.
Yeah,
bro.
see that? And they kind of got caught. Oh, hold on, we moved to 18.
They
trying to say because technically, for a contract, you have to be 18. No, man.
So what we watched first was them, they tweak. But what we just read is the original, which was no age limit, man.
They really trying to hide it. If they didn't want to.
They trying to slide the bill in there.
Yeah.
This what dude was saying right here.
Media exposed them.
He say, it's my position that the bill would have never allowed minors to get married. But I can see and understand how that might have been misunderstood. It say he asserted in a statement to HuffPost that the bill changes nothing in current law regarding marriage and does not allow minors to get married.
So what was the bill for then?
He
Is
tweeted
this a
that
bill that mean the
bitch.
same thing?
Nah, he hurried up and tweaked it. That's what it was. Started getting slammed about it. Hurry up and got tweaked. It
I want to
says,
see the actual bill.
I mean, they didn't actually.
You can't find it.
They ain't actually passed it, so we probably wouldn't be able to see it. But we can see the proposal though. It say instead, Leatherwood said it creates another pathway to marriage via common law to address the conscientious objections based on a deeply held religious convictions that a number of pastors and individuals have made with the current law certificate.
Man. So what was the? Why eliminate the age of marriage then? What does that have to do with anything?
It's crappy. You literally can't misunderstand it.
Wow. Yeah, so they trying to throw a P on there, man. Right? This is what's going on in the world, man. They trying to legalize pedophilia. Or you got hella earthquakes. You got the ape out here. right?
Can you? I found some. Can you type in
Food shortages, man. They burning stuff down. Right? He got something he wants you to talk.
TN for Tennessee. TN bill would eliminate age requirements for marriage. It's going to be WKRN.com.
It's a TN, like Tennessee.
Oh, so like I put TE.
No, TN, not 10.
Oh, my slow so. Eliminate. Which rest you say on that? Eliminate what?
Would eliminate age requirements for marriage. WKRN. That's the network station.
That is crazy, man.
Scroll down.
WKRN?
Yep, that's it.
Con.
That is utter madness, man.
It'll be a little video. Get out of jail free card.
Bruh, where the video?
Get out of jail free?
Alright, let's see.
What the hell? That's that Talmud spirit.
Hey, as Jacob's told, man, you're gonna have all these pedophiles. They're gonna be out, man. They ain't gonna be, hiding in the jail no more. They're looking for y'all and y'all children.
But it's the bill, huh?
I don't know how to get the 223, but
Freak off.
Not too long.
Scroll down. I'm trying to see.
or the HBO 223. So I guess this the whole thing.
This the bill. It's the proposal.
Okay, so where do we start? You gotta read a little bit.
Scroll down. It says the language provided, however, in many cases. Section 4.
Oh my God,
Scroll down to section 4. Where people in there have spoken.
He so gonna put so many words.
Yeah.
One thing.
It's too many damn words. They be trying to trick Jake up, man.
Yeah, that's that contract spirit. You can go back, King. I mean,
it's the actual bill, though.
I think this might be the tweaked version where they changed it.
Yeah. I think that's the actual bill.
To defend any action against a local official or any political subdivision of the state for adherence to duties, responsibilities, limitations imposed
Yeah, all
on
this,
officials,
these talks, man.
pursuant, instrument of failure.
But even Esau themselves, when they explain it, they straight up say,
Oh, okay, it makes sense now. Okay. It says, is amended by adding the following language as a new subdivision. To defend any action against a local official or any political subdivision of the state for adherence to the duties, responsibilities, or limitations imposed on such official or political subdivision pursuant to the insurance or failure to issue a marriage license. So that's what it's about. So it defends somebody that failed to issue a marriage license. And it chiefly say local officials or political sub. Oh, so that means they can get off. Oh, I get it now. That's exactly what it's saying. So basically, if you're a local official or any little person in power, if you will get defended if you fail to issue a marriage license, if you touching a little, wow, that's wicked.
I got a video.
They'll defend you.
That's why they had to reword it.
They would defend you. So basically, if you got a little 16-year-old girl and you 32 and you can't show a marriage license, they'll defend you.
You shouldn't even be able to touch this girl.
What the heck?
Damn.
I'm trying to say something about the age of consent.
So which one you think?
He saw
This
that
is
so
right
many
here?
different. What's that?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Oh wow, they're hiding the
They got the
Yeah, they did got hiding.
Who would have thought?
They got them decrees, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, what happened? Go open back up.
The goddamn decrees. Weird word.
Is this an ad? Oh, resume this. Couple seconds.
But of course, you'll visit nhkrc.org/RC to make sure I'm in the right
Can't
course.
believe that. They'll
Words
defend you.
came out smoother than butter.
All right.
Esau a master with the contracts they always break.
Circle arrow.
How you
I mean, the arrow.
exit out of here?
You gotta click that little circle arrow out.
Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Can you go back?
It's the Make This the Summer event at LaFontaine Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Fenton. Lease a new 2022 Ram
All right,
1500
skip ad
Fit.
and let's go back.
Following a breaking news alert tonight for you, a Tennessee man
go
is
back then?
wanted for reckless
Good, it's
homicide
on.
following a deadly crash.
No, this time I'm talking about the deadly crash. This is a whole nother video.
Oh.
Usually you can go back to the last video.
Just releasing the man's name. 31-year-old Jose Antonio
Oh, I know.
from Portland, Tennessee. Now,
No,
on
look,
June
it's
22nd
that
of
was
2020,
2 minutes and
Antonio
20
was
seconds.
driving
Y'all down what you had just showed
eastbound in the
me.
westbound lanes
He
on
wanted for
Highway
reckless
40.
homicide. This don't got nothing to do with
That's
it.
when a head-on collision
We
came
do
on.
it. We refresh this.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go back.
What the hell happened?
See if it pop up now. This
Scroll down, huh? See if we can find that video.
it had popped up in a corner over here. I don't
He's
know.
so
why.
crafty.
It's YouTube. Is that on YouTube?
You get a jail free card, GOP.
Alright.
Is that here?
Let's see.
Let's be honest, seeing big companies get called out.
Yeah, go to YouTube and type in goddamn get out of jail free card.
That's off. Get out of jail free card. Well, you got
GOP?
Yeah, GOP bill.
Alright.
You gotta type in GOP bill.
Let's type in Mage.
I'm gonna type in TN for Tennessee. See what pop up.
Scroll down.
Right here. Is this it?
Scroll over.
When is it?
Yeah.
I think it was this.
Yeah.
This one in depth. It's like 5 minutes.
Chefs have crafted a masterpiece: succulent seared chicken, a secret aioli.
Why are all these chickens in a food shortage? I don't trust that.
Shemai.
Chicken sandwiches, $1 delivery.
Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. You know, on this show, we've been
Shema.
highlighting a disturbing new trend on the right where Republicans and their allies play footsie with fringe conspiracy theorists by attempting to smear Democrats as sympathetic to child abuse. It's a dog whistle to QAnon supporters who believe that the Democratic Party is made up of a Satan-worshipping cabal of pedophiles who run a child sex trafficking ring. That is their belief. Now, not to be outdone, last night Republican star Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, who has her finger on the pulse of the Republican base as well as anyone, took the rhetoric a step further, doing away with any pretense and just explicitly calling her political opponents pedophiles.
The Democrats are the party of pedophiles. The Democrats are the party of princess predators from Disney. The Democrats are the party of teachers, elementary school teachers trying to transition their elementary school age children and convince them they're a different gender. This is the party of their identity, and their identity is the most disgusting, evil, horrible things happening in our country. And that's why we have to say it.
Esau.
Now, Greene may be the most extreme Republicans in terms of that rhetoric, her willingness to invoke QAnon, but she is far from the only one pushing that exact line of attack. It's become mainstream. It was the entire basis of the Republican smears against Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, soon to be the first black woman to sit on the Supreme Court in this nation's history, with the vote for her confirmation coming as early as tomorrow. One of the prolific smear peddlers was Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee.
I do want to go back to the issue about the child predators. Do you believe child predators are misunderstood? So is it your position that child pornography offenders are not pedophiles? Do you believe that it matters to the children and their parents who suffer abuse, what motivation those abusers had? I want to make certain that we protect children and that we continue to do our best effort to protect children. I also
It's the same
want to
thing, but
make
it's longer.
certain
It's
that
more.
we're going to have judges on the federal bench and justices
This
that
like
are
in
going to
depth type of thing.
protect
They talk about
those
everything.
rights of children.
Again, the context here is clear, right? That's just like, I don't know, a few degrees more subtle than Margaret Taylor, but they're doing the same
That's
thing.
one a different one too.
Now, if Senator Blackburn is acting in good faith, which seems doubtful to me, but if she's concerned about, as I keep saying, the very, very real issue of child sexual abuse.
Yeah.
I think it's the same video, but this longer though. Like
type in
they talking about everything.
Or just scroll through it. Let's see if it just pop up. Let me see what. No, that's not it. That's not it.
Yeah, exit out of this. Type in marriageable age controversy.
Marriageable age controversy, Tennessee.
it is, but we have to watch. We have to go through, skim through the video.
This shouldn't even be a conversation.
Yeah, hey, Esau's wicked. A lot of those Republicans, they begin on the Democrats.
They trying to,
Those Democrats,
They work together.
Yeah, they do in a way, yeah.
On a deeper level, nobody really notices, but they be having FBI
Common law.
cases.
Type that first one.
Oh, it's not
I
in
think
the
that
news.
was about common law. It was saying that when we was looking at it.
Like Oprah
First thing I
was
wanted to
fighting
get
the
hired
case
at a
about
very
being
young
a ring of a pedophile or something.
Yeah, she got house arrest.
Through the
See what I'm
state
saying?
legislature
Shemai.
to establish a common law marriage between, quote, one man and one woman. State Capitol reporter Gerald Harris is hearing from the bill's sponsor. He looks at the purpose of the bill and why opponents are worried that it would eliminate an important age requirement for marriage.
It's a common law marriage bill that's raising some questions. Here's how the bill sponsor describes a law being considered that would add a new marriage option for Tennesseans.
So all
What
this
is common
bill
law?
does is give an alternative form of marriage for those pastors and other individuals who have a conscientious objection to the current pathway to marriage.
So, what if I find I can marry you?
But missing from the bill are age requirements, opening the door for possible child marriage is something the bill sponsor
There's not an explicit age limit.
acknowledged during a
He says it's not an
Children's Welfare
explicit age
Subcommittee
limit.
multiple
You just
times.
said this.
So what in your legislation would stop a 16-year-old from going down with someone else to the courthouse and getting this done, since there's no age restrictions within your law?
Again, I believe the way this legislation would be construed with the courts and based on the common law pathway, I think it would be construed that minors would not be able to.
Assume we're going to take the assumption that they would not include minors in this.
Well, everything on every bill up here, there's a bit of an assumption because we never know what court will say what on anything.
Sits on the subcommittee the bill passed out of, says he doesn't understand the motivation. He adds it could open up the possibility to cover up child sex abuse.
It should not be there as basically a get out of jail free card for people who are basically committing statutory rape. I mean, it's completely ridiculous. So that's another reason why this terrible bill should be eliminated.
And Asheville,
Now, according to
Hey man, so you know
between
that's
2000 and
hey man.
2018,
Once I had us going to one thing, kind of went to another thing.
under the age
That's
of
what caused a
18
lot of
in
things
the
to
country.
this.
Under
Yeah,
current Tennessee law, you can get married as young as 17 with parental consent. The bill, by the way, will be heard in the Civil Justice Committee coming up on Wednesday. We'll keep up
See,
with
Jake
it.
said, hold on, what's gonna stop us?
Yeah.
A new bill focusing on marriage.
So, you know, you can bring out Luke 21:11 again.
Sheesh, man.
Wind down.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 11. Weeds and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences and fearful sights.
This is a fearful sight. This is terrible.
Yeah,
Not that we're scared of it, but it's just like, damn. It's like, what the hell?
Your
Kid might be, married.
your babies can practically get raped.
You got it. Yeah, yeah.
It says, and great signs shall there be from heaven.
Hey, you going over all these signs. So for anybody that say, you know, I don't know, maybe I need to keep seeing, they're blind. That's 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. They have a strong delusion upon them.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You know, you might get that.
Yep, 2 Thessalonians 2:11-12. It's the book, 2 Thessalonians,
Doing his thing.
chapter 2, and well, I started at 12. Hold on. That right there.
Strong delusion.
2 Thessalonians 2:11-12. It says, and for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion.
This is a strong ass delusion. Boy, it's not, you know, let's just eliminate it. No, maybe, I mean, he's saying a lot of things about this is off.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going off. They need to watch that guy. Right? They need to put a microscope under him. Right? They need to scrutinize that guy.
Nah, for real.
Because if you're saying that, if you think like this is right, what are you doing? What's in your search browser?
You're already doing something.
Yeah.
It says that they should believe a lie.
right? And a lot of these people, a lot of our people, they're believing a lie. You can do whatever you want, follow your heart. You can be 36 genders. You can marry whoever, despite the age. You can just do whatever you want. That's Babylon. That's America the Great. That's Rome.
Yeah.
And that was Sodom and Gomorrah. That was Egypt. That was Rome. That was Greece. That's America. And what does all these countries, all these kingdoms have in common? They're going to get destroyed. Or some got destroyed, and this was going to get destroyed as well.
That's right.
Because they're moving in the same manner, the same spirit as the previous kingdoms.
Verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
See, a lot of people got pleasure in unrighteousness.
They're going to be damned.
That's even low as Eve is walking around unmodestly. That's pleasure in wickedness, unrighteousness.
Yeah.
I want to be seen. It's my body. It's my choice.
This place wicked, man.
I hate this place, bro.
My body, my choice.
It's the Lord's body. Our body isn't ours. We don't own it. This is the Lord's vessel.
That's right, bro.
It was bought with a price.
Yeah, we're renting it out, releasing it,
No, that's it. I ain't got nothing.
So with that, that's the current events going on in the news. Apple Rock side, Israel's been edified for the precepts and the sources that's been brought out. Now you have further proof to show your family members and or friends that has any doubts. That we're in the last times. We're showing you the tokens. We're showing you the signs. And it's all in the scriptures as well. We just tell Israel to look up and continue to pray, fast, and read. So with that, shalom.
Shalom.